Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to J3 Entertainment. You guys know what time it is.
It's movie review time.
What are we here to review today?
We're here to review Spider-Man No Way Home. What's up, gentlemen?
Chilling.
The day has finally came.
We are here.
For those out there who don't know how we like to review movies,
We like to talk about our good and our bad.
Discuss our favorite scenes, and then we give a grade.
we also spoil the film because we can't not have a movie review without talking about the movie.
It's
It's
impossible.
true.
So if you haven't seen the film, push that like button. Push watch later. Matter of fact, even push the subscribe button and come back.
There you go.
With that being said, gentlemen, is the hype real or not?
Absolutely.
I say it is. Yeah.
Word?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the hype is real.
Yeah.
You know,
I understand.
It's very hard to say you had the best Spider-Man movie, but it's the most anticipated and the most satisfying.
It's definitely most anticipated. I agree with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let's get into the goods, y'all.
All right.
Save. Ronin.
Go ahead,
This
go.
movie, the good about this movie is it finally ended the war, man. The bridge is built. If you like Tobey Maguire, cool. If you like Andrew Garfield, cool. If you like Tom Holland, cool. We can finally come together and stop fighting over who's the better Spider-Man and just enjoy a Spider-Man movie for Spider-Man's sake.
Yeah.
The war is over. There's peace at last.
Peace at last. All God Almighty. It's peace at last.
Peace at last.
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
We can all come together and say, yeah, this movie was dope.
Bruh, I have to say, the fights. This is only, bruh, if you know who I am, you know I'm into violence. And when I got a chance to see Tom Holland for the first time lay a deadly, bloody blow to the Green Goblin's face was just music to my ears. Seeing Spider-Man get powerbombed, spine buster, just getting his ass whipped all across Manhattan. I loved every bit of that.
Okay.
I love the fact that they allowed Tom Holland to fight. I love that.
All right. For sure. I will say I think this movie had a strong story structure. A lot was happening, but it was paced well.
Very organic.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the bad.
I will say the kids got in the way, and the way they were written was not organic. It was like they forgot that they were in the movie, and they were trying to find reasons for them to be in the scene. When a real important narrative was about to go down, they would show up. It's like if a comedian's on stage and kids just run out on the stage while the joke is about to happen. We missed the punchline because there's interruptions.
Yeah, I agree on that. Most
Yeah.
definitely. For me, I'll say the CG could have been much better. I thought it was a little choppy in certain aspects. When you look at the Dr. Ock situations, the CG wasn't all there. When Doctor Strange was in the multiverse was opening, you could see the CG, and we saw it in Dolby, might I add. And that means we got a chance to really see what it looked like. And I thought the CG for this type of film, this magnitude of Spider-Man, should have been way better than what we saw.
Yeah, man, you know, I can agree with that. But for me, man, my only bad is I got to reach in my bag to find anything negative. I would have been satisfied if we would just had a few more fights. Not enough fights.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what can you ask?
Yeah, you know, they had a lot to explain. If it just one or two more fight scenes, bro, like, that's it.
Can I get an example? Like, who would you want to see?
Bro, Doctor Strange handled the lizard
That-
off camera.
Bruh,
Came
yeah.
back battle scarred and everything. Well, show me.
I did want to see that
He's
one.
like, I found him in a sewer. No. Show me. I don't want to see it.
That would have been dope. That right there, I give you. I would have wanted.
Imagine, bro, Doctor Strange sends something going wrong. He go in the suit, you see him walk out with the lab coat on.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Oh.
Put his coffee down. Excuse me. What is that reptile juice?
It's the subtle moments. No, I agree.
that
It's
little-
the
that-
little fine detail.
I would love to see what's on the cutting room floor.
Word.
Blu-ray.
I wonder if they did something.
Blu-ray.
They just didn't make the movie.
Yeah. I would want to see that too.
It's gonna be on there.
With that being said, guys, let's get into them scenes, yo. What was your favorite scene?
Oh, God.
Want to handle it?
Favorite scene? Of course, everyone was clapping and stuff when Tobey Maguire came.
Scratch that. You know exactly it was Andrew Garfield, bro.
Ah,
It was Andrew
okay.
Garfield. Andrew Garfield.
Hey, more people cheered for Andrew Garfield, but that's because they just thought it was Tobey Maguire.
No.
You don't know who it was until he took the mask off.
Bruh, come on, man. You already know. When they saw Andrew Garfield, they knew what's up, man. Tobey Maguire's too old, bruh. They was like, who's this youth pastor?
Nah, bro. He's OG Spider-Man, bro. We loved when he came. We were like, woo, clapping like that. I was like, yes, we ready to get it started.
Andrew Garfield introduction, though, when they opened up the dimension, that was the hit.
You thought it was Toby, though, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was Toby.
But-
too.
What?
Yeah, I thought it was Toby.
Okay. Go ahead.
When they, I don't know, maybe I'm just like kind of like criticizing as a fan. Like, remember when they opened that mentions, you could see the different detail on New York and the back alley.
That was the
You
back
could-
alley.
you
I
could
thought
see
that's
it
where he
was the
did the
Mark Webb
upside down.
universe.
Yeah, I thought that was where he did the upside down kiss with Mary Jane.
Yeah. So it was clearly like the Mark Webb thing, and I like how they did that because it showed that it was like directly from that point in time, from that saga, and this was like here and there. So he was still continuing, and it kind of opened the door for those other movies to be connected. Because for a long time it was separate, and that one scene, that one moment, changed everything. Yeah.
Yeah. But Andrew Garfield. But I understand. I think the hype is big on both of them though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because when they both showed that was hot, bro. What about you, G?
I like the introduction of how they opened the movie with that whole fugitive vibe, which is him on the run, everybody knowing who he is, getting the popularity that he didn't want, but the popularity he always dreamed of having. It was kind of weird, but it was interesting.
Because it was like 50-50.
Yeah.
Some people hated him, some people loved him.
Right.
But he was he you know he wanted to be like Iron Man. So
Right.
Iron Man exposed himself and it became all cool and dandy.
So I like that he got what he wanted, but he had consequences to go through. So I like that the movie started off with him like struggling, like, oh, everyone knows now. Because before, he didn't realize he wanted that. He didn't know what would come with that responsibility. So they threw you into it, and we got to see him like struggling the entire movie.
Yeah,
So I like that setup.
It's different when you a high school kid, not a billionaire. That
Yeah.
just fly around and so am I.
So I thought it was a good setup because it put the audience in a situation where Spider-Man's got a situation now. He's got stakes now. People know.
Yeah, I
It's
like
not
it.
games anymore.
Yeah.
And it started off like that. I thought it was a good introduction.
I like the comparison to the Fugitive. That was really hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. For me, one of the scenes, man, that I really enjoyed was actually seeing the villains appear.
Yeah.
It's hard to kind of say who was my favorite villain in this one because they all brought something to the table. They brought that old school wedding feel, something new, something old, and something borrowed. Right. So then you got that vibe when you saw Jamie Foxx come in because I grew up with Jamie. Right. So when you watch Jamie Foxx and you get a chance to see his work and what he brings to the table, and then you get a chance to see the Jamie Foxx show, Jamie, then you see the Max Jamie in Amazing Spider-Man, but then you see Baby Driver Jamie, and it was like he brought all those elements to Electro. I was really digging that. You know, he dropped the nerd and came with the swag, the style, and the wanting to not lose it, the Stefan Urkel style of it. And I really loved it because he didn't lose his brains, but he became handsome and he was actually powerful and he didn't want to lose that. And just the side comments of how Jamie was bringing to the table. But then you had Alfred Molina coming in and as Dr. Octavius, and it was like a breath of fresh air because you remember before he died in part 1, he was still under control. So he was still the evil Doc Ock, but then once he came to his senses, he still was curious, but he was actually somewhat of a visual or I guess you can say an anti-hero.
Right.
And then you see what Willem Dafoe comes in as the Goblin, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna give a little snippet on that because we're gonna definitely talk about that because the acting. But just seeing that actor come in, bro, and just knowing what he's bringing to the table was just so refreshing. This movie had so many elements with these scenes when they just introduced them. They all came separate. Boom, boom, boom. They gave everybody their shine so the new audience can understand the problem that Tom Holland's finna endure. And that right there was genius because they could have just bunched them in and they'd been like, oh, okay, whatever. But they actually broke them down to show the trials that he has to endure and personalities of villains. Yeah. That was dope because you had a compassionate villain within Sandman.
Right.
But you also had an envious villain in Electro. Then you had an intriguing villain in Dr. Ock. And then you had a maniac, a crazy psychopath in Green Goblin. But then you also had an obsessive lizard. Like, the way they broke them down, I was like, oh, this is
different,
dope.
bro.
This is dope. And when you're a young hero, you know, we read comic books and stuff. When you're a young hero, that's hard to kind of put your finger on, especially when you don't have the experience with those type of villains because this is the first time he low-key had to endure something like that on his own.
Yeah.
To say something to that man, this is the first time a lot of cats have seen these villains on screen as themselves in such a long time, and they pick up like they didn't miss a beat.
Bro, that's good acting.
Right where they left off. Yeah.
And they all felt different.
You think the multiverse really exists and actually Disney has the money and the resources to actually pull actors out of time.
Yeah, Disney used their Nazi tech to really go in the Spider-Man
They can do
universe
it.
and just film them.
We saw the impossible.
That
be
Captain
done.
America is for real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those special effects, they wasn't so good because they was real.
That Red Skull,
Huh.
he was there, bro. That Tesseract.
Yeah.
Man, I will say another positive and then favorite scene. I like that this movie just explains and celebrates the Spider-Man universe and the Spider-Man lore.
100%.
I'm going to go off of what you said. I think the actors do a great job of reminding us how important they are because they were around before the MCU even started.
Right.
Yes.
It was just an idea and a concept, and we had to make it work. And then it was like, if it was good, we'll get a sequel. But here, they're in a universe of new beings, of stuff that's been growing with the MCU. But they also started, so they saw the beginning, and they're kind of seeing a new beginning of it. They're in the middle of something that they were not introduced to. So you got two universes merging, but celebrating each other at the same time. And the actors were so strong in what they were doing, bringing it back and pulling everything into one full circle. And I like that when you saw William Dafoe, Jamie Foxx, and Alfred Molina, it did feel like an extension to those other movies from the past, giving those movies more respect as well. Because at the time, they were kind of mixedly received, but because they were here, those movies matter now.
Man, and then on top of that, this movie paid those past movies the ultimate respect. It officially makes the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield universe canon.
That's
Canon
dope.
within the
Yeah.
Marvel universe now.
I love that.
They're just a different string of the multiverse.
Yep,
Yeah.
it makes sense now.
I'm gonna say this. It's a scene, but an actor throughout the whole movie. J.K. Simmons, Jamerson, right? What a phenomenal actor, right? This movie just bleeds with actors, bro. And we haven't seen anything like this. And I'm gonna be honest, ever. Because even in the Avengers, you still had your weaker points of actors. And there's no insult to them, but we had weaker actors. But this movie, really about 85% of the actors in this film were all strong and dope at one point. And when you look at J.K. Simmons play Jamerson, but at the same time, he carried the spirit. I don't know if y'all noticed this, of Stan the Man. Because he was telling the story alongside of bashing Spider-Man, bro.
Yeah.
And for me, that was very touching because the Spider-Man fans forget about Steve Ditko and Stan the Man, bro.
Yeah.
And I feel this movie paid the ultimate homage to Stan the Man, bro, because out of all the Spider-Man movies, we never got the true Spider-Man suit.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah.
Bruh, I almost cried just out of love for the character, bruh. Because when Tom Holland just like skipped all the tech, sewed his suit up, came out with the shiny Spider-Man, bro.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you.
That was it.
Like this movie was missing that. That's a negative for me.
Okay.
Ooh.
It was missing the acknowledgement of Stan the Man and Steve Ditko, bro. This movie was missing that.
Golden Age. Yeah.
Because you could have did anything. You could have gave me a voice. You should never do a Spider-Man movie without showing Stan the Man. You should never do that. Even if you were flipping through episodes or something, showing some footage. Well, I came up with Spider-Man. You could have did anything. Should have just gave us some voice. And if they did, it's an Easter egg. I already know I'm buying the 4K because I know it's stuff I missed. And I'm definitely going to watch this
What if you did miss
1,000
a picture of
times.
Stan Lee?
But I feel like it should have been more recognizable, bro. Okay. Stan the Man, bro. He gave us these characters, bro.
Yeah.
I think the movie dropped the ball scene-wise by not exploring Stan the Man. I know he's gone, but goddammit, this is something that I know in my heart Stan and Steve would have cried watching all three Spider-Mans because this has never been done before. We have a multiverse on screen, live action.
Yeah.
And just seeing those characters, bro, I feel that they should have really paid more homage to Stan, man. Like, because a lot of the movies, bro, like when we watched Endgame, people wasn't recognizing Stan. You damn hippies, like people wasn't there. They was like,
right.
Bro, you gotta recognize that junk. It's just like what they did with It, bro. When Stephen King showed up and everybody thought he was just Michael Jackson or something. You know what I mean? Like no one cared, bro. Like no, I need you to care, bro. Stan the Man gave us these characters, bro, and Stan the Man has the footage and the voiceovers for you to actually bring him to. Even you had to mimic him. like have somebody do the voice. I would have loved that. You know, at least show the watcher or something. Give me something. I wanted to be I wanted people to remember Stan in this one though. That's a negative for me.
And not forget.
On
I
the
get
same
you. I
part.
get
Yeah,
you.
most def.
No, that makes sense.
But you gotta love how it acknowledges and respects each Spider-Man in their own universe.
True.
I remember having arguments with people like, "Oh, he's not stronger than Tobey Maguire." This movie acknowledges Tobey Maguire is the strongest.
He took the most.
Spider-Man.
He took the most.
Oh, Andrew Garfield was better. This movie acknowledges Andrew Garfield is the most agile and he has the best reflexes of all the Spider-Man.
And the best web slinging.
Yes, his web slinging is like the game, bar none.
as an inventor,
They
there's
acknowledge
other
that
stuff
in the
there.
movie. And in Tom Holland, his strength, no, he's not the strongest. He ain't the best or fast or nothing like that. But he's probably the most tactful, the smartest.
Do you realize these Spider-Mans are basically like they hold those areas of may I dare say it, the Robins?
Yeah.
You have the Richard Grayson,
Yeah.
the Jason
Oh,
Todd.
this the wannabe Batman, this the brawler, and this the tech guy.
Yep. That's the
And-
Tim Drake.
Strategic tech.
Yep,
And,
Tom Holland
strength.
is Tim Drake.
Yeah.
I'm there
I'm
for
with
it.
it cuz yeah.
Andrew Garfield, Jason Todd, he cooler.
Yep.
It's
And he
perfect.
can go over the edge real quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
And
dope.
the movie acknowledged that. So finally, we don't got to fight over which Spider-Man you like better. We can just
still are.
like Spider-Man. I mean, well, it showed you who was better. And I like that. It
Yeah,
didn't
Andrew
try to-
Garfield. Bro, Andrew Garfield handled them villains, bro.
He the best.
Toby took the most. He took the wet because when Sandman grabbed him, bro, I think both Spider-Mans would have probably lost an arm.
Okay.
Because he crushed him under sand and pressure.
Diss him.
And he popped the hand out like Super Shredder did in Ninja Turtles
Secret of the Ooze.
Secret of the Ooze, bro.
he
He
was about to
popped
do,
the hand out and his reflexes caught.
He was about to do sand coughing from Naruto for
Bruh.
a second. Blood everywhere.
Yeah, I
Seafood
think,
tough
I
on him,
think
bruh.
Garfield
But
takes the KO. Though.
I'm not going
He
to
does.
deny you, bro. Andrew Garfield showed. Like, bro, I'm faster than y'all.
But they said it.
I'm best web slinger. They didn't have to say it. They showed it. That's what I love.
Yeah,
when they
no,
both
but I'm
jumped
saying,
off. They was doing it like,
going
oh,
off of what
okay.
he
Why
said.
they not get down like him? I like that in the movie. And then when you see that Tom Holland, when he's fighting the Green Goblin, he's putting his hands on, like, he's letting you hit him. Just smash. He's laughing at you in the face. Didn't bleed, no bruise, no nothing. No, you're not that guy. Tobey Maguire, if he would have hit him one time, he would have dropped him.
Bro.
It showed Tobey Maguire is that much stronger than him. So Tom Holland, like, dang, what are my strengths? Well, I'm the strategist.
Yeah.
It was funny though, cause they did like a pun joke, and it made sense though, cause they acknowledged it. Toby Maguire's like, man, you're amazing, Andrew.
Yeah,
You are.
because people
Accept it.
People crap
I
on
am,
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
And this movie's like, no, y'all need to stop.
And another scene I liked was when the 3 different generations of Spider-Man were there. They put respect on Uncle Ben's name too,
Yeah.
and acknowledged his with great power comes great
Can
responsibility.
you talk about why that was so important?
And that was a powerful thing because that made Peter Parker the man that he was. We didn't get to see Tom experience that, but for Andrew and Toby, that made them the men that they were.
Yeah.
Because something traumatic happened to them, but it was epic at the same time, but they didn't understand it. But because they had a father, a man, a guardian in the home, they were able to understand that what these things comes to repercussion. I have to be able to put it in check sometimes. And it was because of that and because of that death that Peter Parker in those 2 different generations was able to step up and be that. And he learned.
It
Because
showed
when
unity.
Uncle Ben died, he's like, I don't have nobody to go to. But he left me with something that's going to always be with me when I'm out there and I put that suit on and when I'm just regular Peter Parker.
Yeah.
It was a powerful moment. So when they acknowledged that it came from the great Uncle Ben, it was an applauding moment. And it was earned. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
That
sure,
that
for
was
sure.
most
That was
definitely earned.
dope.
The whole Aunt May dying, I loved every bit of that. And I'm going to tell you why, because I'm dark. And when Green Goblin came in, bro, it was like, yo.
Yeah.
And you saw that body fling across like Sir Anthony Hopkins did in Transformers, bro. Almost blew up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yo, and you knew it was coming. And Marissa Tomei, you get one of these. That death, perfect. She was still looking good, too. She was like...
That brought some emotion out of me, man, because
did.
what's going on with my family and stuff like that. I felt that. I was like, oh man, like he's finna lose his aunt.
Yeah, man.
But
And I
but that was the turning point needed for him to step up.
Yeah,
Thank God.
and it
Because
showed.
Andrew and Toby went through it in their generation, in their era. So it was cool to
was
see
his
Tom.
turn.
He understood now this is not games anymore.
Yes,
And that was the turning point. He came into his own.
Yeah. And I think we all can agree we were waiting for that moment because
for 2 movies.
because one of the things that I was scared about was his web slinging, the spider sense. I love how they really acknowledged it without acknowledging it. Yeah, they made a little joke, the tingle thing, but I ain't gonna lie. Throughout this movie, y'all, I had the tingles, bro.
Yeah, man.
I literally got the tingles in so many scenes, man. It was just like, damn, man, I could feel this. It really took me back without making me turn to a kid, but really love it as a grown up, man. I really dug the movie. It has its flaws. Every movie has a flaw,
sure.
but when they acknowledge the flaws and then wipe them flaws clean, I can't wait for the new generation, because I was worried about it. They said, yo, we're signing for 3 new movies. I'm like, okay, that's
now
cool.
I understand why.
But his college years, it's like, yo, I don't really, you got so many opportunities to really explore now. The end with Venom breaking off, bro. Stuff like
but
that.
this is the thing, though. So what's interesting about that, Tom Holland is getting to do what Tobey and Andrew didn't, because Tobey Maguire's universe, he was growing up fast. He was in college by the 3rd movie, then was thinking about getting married in the 2nd movie, high school, and you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, they skipped through.
They sped it up, which makes sense. He was older anyway, plenty younger. But Tom Holland, we got to see him in that. So now we're going to see them in Spider-Man that we kind of know and love from the lore. We're actually going through that. So we got that other stuff out of the way, because we thought that was going to naturally just be the end of it. But they said, no, we're actually going to follow him. So in his defense, he's getting what the other 2 actors didn't get the chance to do. You know what I mean? They are actually fleshing him out.
True.
Don't speak so soon, man. I think we might see Andrew Garfield again.
We gonna see Tobey Maguire again.
You right?
They all coming back. Thank God.
Can we say
I'm
this,
fine
though?
with that.
I
I'm
love
just saying,
me
because
some Tobey Maguire.
Tom was getting a lot of heat. I'm just saying,
for
he
sure.
redeemed himself, and as the movie was going on, they were fixing all his mistakes and everything.
All
he
of
had.
Redemption
And
is
I
for
loved
real.
it. And I thought it was great.
And
We
all
gotta-
it
we
took
gotta-
was
we
a
gotta give him his
goblin to
credit.
bring it out, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
We got to give him
William
credit,
Dafoe.
though.
The
He
sound
did it.
effects goblin is
He did it,
hype,
though.
bro. Willem Dafoe
Killed it,
bro.
Phenomenal.
Bro, that when he gave him a AAA spine buster through 4 stories
Oh, that
of
was epic.
boom, 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 bro.
man.
And when Spider-Man came back and suplexed him, bro, it was like, what's like? I was like, oh my.
When he lost his mask, I was like, okay, is he gonna get a new mask? I was worried because I thought, how is he the Green Goblin, bro? Them facial expressions, his acting. Fam, when he was in the room and they found out that he was really evil and his voice just changed,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's the Goblin. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He don't need the mask. He still did it without the mask. Oh my God.
I like how they acknowledged he's just really menacing. They showed more of his face. They even gave him some upgrades on the suit.
Yes.
The glider looked different. Everything was like
When
darker.
he put the hood
He
on,
had the hoodie
I was
on.
like, oh,
I
they
put
got
my hood on,
Okay.
bro. I was like,
Dafoe
whoop.
was reminding people the menacing guy that he was and the smartness that he had and on the tech level that he had. So it was cool because you could see him kind of getting familiar with the new universe. He had only experience going up against Toby, though, but now he's in a multi-dimension of, super beings, vampires, monsters and stuff. So to see him play around in this universe was fun. And he was eating it up. He's like, I gotta get familiar with it and I gotta adapt.
that laugh.
Willem Dafoe
No one wanted to die.
let people realize, Alfred Molina, Willem Dafoe, Jamie Foxx, let people know we ain't too old to do this thing.
Yeah.
It's nothing to us. We got this. And they held it. Andrew Garfield told Maguire, I started this thing. I was the kid. Remember that. I was the kid that got bit, showed the flex. You know what I mean? I was the guy that went against Deathstroke first. Like, he let people know this, bro. Right? Andrew Garfield came in. He let people know I was the experiment to make me swing. It just, I love how, Tom Holland's Spider-Man actually caught on so fast, because when we were watching it and the other Spider-Mans were doing things and I was like, what is Tom doing, bro? He's just running around dodging, bro. This ain't gonna last, bro.
Right.
I'm gonna need some punches, bro. What you doing? And then he was like, shoot, I gotta amp this up. Now this web slinging ain't as good as Andrew, but I got my Andrew, because the coldest scene in ever is when he first came in and he was swinging, he was doing his thing, and he put the web back and pulled himself and his eyes got white because that was inside. He was like, whoa, what you got? It was so well done, bro.
Yeah.
That was Spider-Man, bro. I love the web. He was just, it's like Star Wars when it comes to this. For me, I need to see Jedis versus Sith Lords. I need to see lightsaber battles, bro. I don't need to see jets and all that, X-Wings and all that. I don't need to see all that. I need to see this. And this movie gave me everything that I wanted to see. I'm getting old, man. So my patience is thin. So I want to see what I want to see. And web slinging and ass whoopings is what I want to see mixed in with great villains.
Yeah.
And for the first time, Tom Holland, and I'm going to stop. For the first time, Tom Holland defeated the villain.
Yeah. And
Thank you.
I want to touch on that a little bit.
Whoever
too.
came up with that idea,
Amazing.
you're forgiven.
Like,
For real.
I want to touch on that
Thank
little part. It didn't feel out of place because he ain't been fighting this whole time. And the one time that he's going to fight is when I got to do 1v1, the person that just killed my aunt. And it felt just so real. Like, oh, yeah, this is his moment.
It came
And
from a personal
and
place.
It was perfect, bro. It ended exactly how I would have wanted it to end. Like, bro, they had to stop him.
Yeah.
He was going to kill him.
Yeah.
I loved it, man.
Would have been really tight if Toby just grabbed it and was like, "Stop. You don't
Like,
need this
no,
kid.
Put this away.
I stopped trained. Remember that."
No, but
Man.
in a sense he did when he was trying to overpower him. Toby, like, bro, he acknowledged like
Andrew was like-
you're not stronger than me.
Andrew was like, "Oh, man, this movie just had so much greatness, man." I want to say this had a lot of emotional moments too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Just seeing the villains,
a lot of heart.
a lot of heart, a lot of spirit in this one. Something that I think the other two lacks. A very watchable movie to the max. Like, this movie is going in the books, bro. I gotta watch it a couple more times, 400 times. But once I do that, I'll be able to really justify where it stands, because part one to me forever always touches the heart. And then Miles Morales Spider-Man also is one of the. I love that movie.
I wonder if he on a cutting room floor somewhere.
It's just the idea of how the movies came together, bro. But it's like that movie introduced Spider-Man to a level for my son, and I really enjoy that movie. Just like I always liked Spider-Man, but Green Goblin Spider-Man was just on another level. But this one really is like, wow. This is if you had to sum this up in one word, what would it be?
For me,
Epic.
well worth it.
Mine's would be, God damn. No, wow, bro. Like, yo, real talk.
No, but for real though, cause like this movie mended the bridge. Everything that you possibly couldn't have liked about Tom Holland Spider-Man, this movie did a soft reboot to.
Yes, soft
And then
Yeah.
if it didn't give it to you in this movie, it's set up like, hey, we got you next time.
Yeah, like my bro Jonathan said, man, it was like, yo, it was a epic, soft, fixed up everything they needed to do, reboot. Like, yo, real talk. And if you can do this, I'm waiting to see what you can do next with some other properties that need to be kind of, fixed. Fixed. Well, X-Men, that's on its own, but I'm talking about just with the MCU, because this new phase, man, and we had to talk about this, Doctor Strange, bro. Benedict, bro. Both of them.
Yeah.
What can I say, bro? It was tight, bro.
Yeah.
Whew.
He was also the anchor of the story, and I think Doctor Strange could be the new leader of the Avengers, the way it's looking, because he's seeing a lot of stuff from the different universes, and he was kind of the mold that was keeping the whole narrative together, because he's seeing things, and he's trying to stop other beings from coming through, the whole Kang the Conqueror and all that. So I like how they set up his movie, but he was over here spitting knowledge to Spider-Man and what was going on in this universe and what was going to happen due to his choice and decision making. So I like Doctor Strange playing the anchor role, but also showing that he's still important and that he's kind of like shifting as the leader in a way. And I thought that was a good way to set up his movie as well. So he played his role.
All right, y'all. With that being said, let's give Spider-Man No Way Home a grade. Who wants to go first?
You take this one.
Man, right off the bat, like I say, man, I had to dig down to find a negative, man. This movie gave me everything I wanted and then some.
Yeah.
Like, it was full of so many pleasant surprises that literally fixed everything and bridged all three different universes together. I can't give this movie nothing less than a 5 out of 5. It not only gave me everything I wanted, but it left me hungry for the next Spider-Man movie.
I am hungry. I ain't gonna lie. And we had 3 corn dogs. You know what I mean? I came out starving, bro. I was like, damn, man, I just
That
ate.
was good.
Spider-Man, bro. he do that to
Spider-Man,
you.
it took
They
all
were
my
good.
energy. It was so much emotions, man. 5 out of 5 for him. What you got?
I'm going to say the movie was ambitious. It was powerful. They made some great choices. There were surprises. Even when we did our trailer reactions, I felt like we saw a majority of things, but there were surprises left and right. Like, we maybe saw 5 or 10% of the movie. So I like the mystery aspect. I like that we couldn't predict anything, and I like that it fixed things along the way while the movie was going on.
Yes.
We were getting correctional things along with the adventure. 5 stars for me, man.
5 star. Yeah. Wow. Y'all tripping. All right.
I loved it.
I ain't gonna
What's
lie,
the most
G.
ambitious Spider-Man?
I was a little worried in the beginning because we were really breaking down the characters. They going to college and stuff like that. But then once everything started kicking off, and it was like, yo, it started unraveling. They start repairing things that we had gripes with as fans of Spider-Man. This movie didn't just speak to the moviegoers, the OG moviegoers. It spoke to the OG comic book fans to a degree.
It's like, yeah, we know we messed up.
It gave you the DLC you needed, the game patch you desired to keep you moving. Yes, it has its own style to it, its own flavor, but it gave you these things. It actually opened the door to explain why certain characters may turn dark or may forget or may not even be used ever again. It just worked.
Too.
Right? And it worked in a way, like when we see Jon Favreau come back as Happy, man, we always got Happy in there, and just seeing, yo, like, he didn't know who Spider-Man was anymore, bro. Like, yo, Happy was like your father figure after Tony Stark left, and just, it was so emotional, man. And you know, if y'all wasn't there, I probably would have dropped a tear. You know what I'm saying? It was really well thought out. The comedy level we could have did without, but as film goers, we knew it was coming, so it didn't irk us, and it didn't irk me. It was like, okay, but every time you came with something negative like that, in my eyes, it got better. It was like, okay, it was like we need to water down the jokes to wash it away officially, and they started to get to a level of Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is a dark character. I don't know why everybody thinks he's such a lighthearted character. Spider-Man goes through trials, and then seeing Venom at the end, y'all don't understand that hype, bro. Venom showed up and he left a piece of himself.
I mean, we getting Black Symbiote.
We found out that Nick Fury is in space. The Easter eggs and Spider-Man won't be forgotten. He will be known because the Guardians are in space. Like, people are gonna know him that he don't know, and now we have potential to have Felicia Harden, and now you can bring Morbius in, and then you could do all these amazing things. He can have his own Lizard now.
Yep.
We can have the Kraven. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much potential that just screams, I can't wait.
Chameleon.
Ooh,
Bruh.
Tombstone.
We had Mac Murdock, bruh.
oh my God! How do we forget to bring that up?
Bro,
in the
like, all right. With that being said, I give this movie 3 out of 5 stars in my altered universe. In this one, I'm going to have to give this movie 4.5 stars, but I can't give it a perfect.
Okay.
Them jokes were there.
Okay.
But he did whoop ass. And Tom Holland, I mean this at the bottom of my heart, you get one of these because you... Stop getting off a beat, bruh. Damn.
I was on.
That boy is good. Mm-hmm. Good and terrible.
I guess that's the review, guys.
Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and push that subscribe button. Thumbs up this video. Don't forget to share. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Yes.
Also, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
All the above.
For those out there that don't know who I am J3.
Ronin Shogun, Ninja Assassin,
Sable Rocks.
Radioactive.
100,000 subscribers.
We're coming.
Soon.